The West Indies are in crisis. A cricketing nation once synonymous with swagger, power and dominance now finds itself stumbling through one of its bleakest white ball stretches in recent memory. A 5-match losing streak, a 3-0 clean sweep in the ODI series against a youthful England side, and now a 2-0 deficit in the ongoing T20 international series with 1 game to play. It's not just that they're losing, it's how they're losing, and under the guidance of head coach Darren Sammy, once the hero of Caribbean cricket, the questions are no longer whispered. They're shouted. Is he the right man for the job? The ODI series was an outright embarrassment. England, fielding an experimental squad captained by the relatively inexperienced Harry Brook, dismantled the West Indies across all 3 matches. In the first ODI at Edgbaston, the West Indies suffered a 238-run defeat, their second largest ODI loss ever. They were bowled out for just 162 in 26.2 overs, chasing England's imposing 400. The top order capitulated, and the middle order offered little resistance, as English bowlers Saqib Mahmood and Adil Rashid tore through the lineup with relentless precision. In the second ODI in Southampton, West Indies collapsed from 205 for 2 to 308 all out, a collapse that underscored just how fragile this batting unit has become under pressure. The third? That one ended in a 7-wicket defeat with 10 overs to spare, after England chased down a modest 252 with ease. The bowling attack lacked venom, and the fielding was riddled with errors. The margins weren't close, they were chasms. And things didn't get any better when the T20 International series began. In the first T20 International, England batted first and scored 188, and West Indies struggled past the 10-over mark, and the target just looked too big for them. In the second, West Indies could muster 196, a total England hunted down inside 18.3 overs. The Caribbean side has now lost 5 white ball games in a row on this tour alone, with 1 final T20I to play. But frankly, even a consolation win wouldn't paper over the cracks. Darren Sammy, who took over as white ball head coach in May 2023, is now under mounting pressure. His appointment was greeted with cautious optimism. After all, this was the man who captained the West Indies to T20 World Cup glory in both 2012 and 2016. A natural leader, a man named in ICC's Team of the Decade. His return to the fold was meant to spark belief and pride, but instead, we're witnessing confusion, hesitation, and regression. Sammy has been outspoken in press conferences. After the ODI series, he admitted the team was outplayed in every department. Not good enough, he said. There's a lack of discipline and execution. He highlighted how the players were retreating into survival mode instead of showing intent, an alarming indictment of a team that has traditionally thrived on aggression and flair. He echoed the same frustration after the defeat to Ireland earlier in the month, a match where West Indies were bowled out for 179, chasing 303. The pattern is clear. West Indies start decently, lose a few wickets, and then fold like a house of cards. There's no backbone, no resilience, and perhaps most critically, no clear game plan. Sammy has talked about building a brand of cricket rooted in belief and attacking instincts, but talk isn't translating into performance. Since his appointment, West Indies have lost 8 of their last 10 white ball games. That's a win percentage of just 20%, numbers that simply aren't good enough for a region desperate for revival. Behind the scenes, murmurs have begun to turn into loud discussions. While the West Indies Cricket Board hasn't made any public statements about Sammy's job security, insiders suggest that unless results improve rapidly, a change could come before the end of the year. The issue isn't just Sammy himself, it's that this West Indies side looks entirely adrift, with no obvious direction. And that, in coaching terms, is the biggest red flag of all. But while the West Indies wallow in confusion, across the Atlantic, anticipation is reaching a fever pitch. At the home of cricket, Lords, All eyes are on the World Test Championship final between Australia and South Africa. It begins this Wednesday, and it's more than just a title match. It's a clash of legacy versus destiny. Australia enter this final as the current holders of the mace, having defeated India by 209 runs at the Oval in the 2023 WTC final. Their recent form in red ball cricket is nothing short of elite. In the current WTC cycle, they've topped the points table with a win percentage of 67.5%, losing only 4 matches in 19 outings. With Pat Cummins leading a world-class bowling unit, including Mitchell Starc and Nathan Lyon, and with a batting order boasting the likes of Steve Smith, Marnus Labuschagne, and Usman Khawaja. Australia are not just favourites, they are juggernauts. But standing in their way is a South African side with everything to gain. For all their contributions to world cricket, the Proteas have never won a global ICC trophy. Not a single one. They've carried the tag of chokers since the infamous 1999 World Cup semi-final against Australia, and it has haunted every generation since. But under Temba Bavuma, they are dreaming of changing that narrative once and for all. South Africa's path to the final was built on consistency. 7 Test wins in a row helped them climb to first place in the WTC standings, finishing with a win percentage of 69.4%. Their bowling attack is arguably the most lethal in the world right now. Kagiso Rabada, ranked number 2 in the ICC Test bowling rankings, is the spearhead. Alongside him, Marco Jansen offers bounce and angle, and Keshav Maharaj has proven capable of holding one end down while the quicks attack. But it's not just about skill, it's about belief. In a recent interview, Bavuma delivered a powerful statement. "We've got a bunch of guys who play for each other. We've got a bunch of guys who are desperate to be the man for the occasion. We know we're coming up against a strong, experienced side in Australia, but we believe our chances are 50-50. That quote says it all. There is no fear, no inferiority complex. This is a team ready to own its moment. Australia will be wary. They know this South African team is not one to underestimate. Tristan Stubbs, despite his inconsistencies, can be a match winner on any given day. Aidan Markram has matured into a key figure in the top order, while Bavuma's grit offers balance to their batting. But they'll need more than individual brilliance to topple the Aussies. They'll need composure, they'll need courage, and most of all, they'll need belief. The same kind of belief Darren Sammy is still searching for in the West Indies camp. Psychologically, the stakes couldn't be higher. For Australia, it's a chance to reaffirm their dominance in Test cricket and give their veterans another jewel in the crown. For South Africa, it's a chance to rewrite history, to erase decades of disappointment in one glorious afternoon at Lord's. From the wreckage of the West Indies to the calm, confident build-up at Lord's, this is a tale of 2 teams on opposite ends of the spectrum. One gripped by uncertainty, the other driven by ambition. Darren Sammy's coaching future may hang by a thread, while Temba Bavuma stands on the brink of becoming a national hero. Do you think Sammy will bring this West Indies team back to the heights it had once reached? And will Temba Bavuma and South Africa finally get rid of that chokers tag they have? Let us know in the comments below.